Mr. Former Vice President, sir, right here, sir. No, here, yeah. Can you hear me? Blink if you can hear me. Blink twice if you can hear me. Yes, I'm right here, sir. Over here. Move your head up, not over here, Yeah. No, I'm fine. I gave you a nice long hug. I am, yes, yeah, that's fine. Just stay there. Now move your head up. Okay. So, Mr. Former Vice President, we have a couple of issues that we need to talk about, okay? He's nodding. He's going to sleep again. What do we do? Okay, who do we speak to? We need to get answers right away. Okay, Mr. Former Vice President, go to bed. It's fine. Okay. You know what? Okay, manager. Okay. So campaign manager. Okay, Mary, we need to discuss what to do with Tony Bubala and with another article that can be written by George Conway's friend, who happens to be a fax machine repairman within the United States government. Yeah, it just came out today. Yeah, I know. So what do we do? Okay, have George Conway's friends, the fax machine repairman, have him write another article in Vanity Fair saying that Trump, so what's the quote? Trump likes to have physical relations with Martians at Area 51 while getting videotaped by supremacists and Russians. Okay. They'll believe anything. Okay, so we'll put that in The Atlantic? Is that what you say, The Atlantic? Okay, great. Okay. The other issue is Tony Bubala. What do we do about him? I know. Have you seen those photos? Oh, my goodness. Well, what do we do? Okay, so we will say that it is part of a disinformation campaign by Putin. These actors have staged everything, and that the computer was actually sent to the former vice president's son by Putin to frame. So he never wrote any. So don't even address it. Okay, good. All right, thanks. So we just say that the computer is Russian disinformation and everything is still Russian disinformation. And because you know who's behind all of this. I mean, she's waiting. What do we do? I mean, she's about to swoop in. Madam Secretary, I know. Okay, so just keep on going. We'll hold our lead, and hopefully Madam Secretary doesn't. Oh, she will. She's still planning on it. Okay, that's fine too. I was always planning on that also. Okay, great. So Tony Bubala, Russian disinformation, and Trump had relations with Martians. Okay, and George Conway's fax machine repairman friend will write another article. Okay, fantastic. Oh, thank you so very much. Okay, don't wake him. Don't wake. It's fine. Yeah, the smelling. No need for smelling salts. Let him sleep. It's fine. Okay, he needs his rest. Okay, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much, Eric H526, Luke St. Martin. Thank you so very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat. To the two best moderators in all of YouTube, thank you to my super chat. I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people. But I have the best viewership in all of YouTube. I'm very, very, very thankful. And President Trump has won. He's going 8 years. Okay, Tuesday is going to be a formality. Okay, and it's just going to be, it's not a matter of, I'm still expecting. I can't believe that they would deliberately tank their campaign, but I'm still expecting, Madam Secretary. But again, I've been saying for 4 years, for 4 years, that President Trump is going 8 years. and I've never wavered on that, and I started that in 2016. When I was on the left, the day of, I said, you know what? If they don't change, President Trump's going 8 years. And I had no clue there'd be a special counsel and all that. But when all of that took place, the Steele dossier I said was nonsense. The special counsel I said was a travesty. But the day that Michael Flynn was removed, I said, President Trump was making a mistake. He should never have removed Michael Flynn. I said that Sessions should never have recused himself. I said that President Trump never pressured Zelensky. The whole thing. They impeached him based on nonsense. You're looking at things that have taken place that would never ever have taken place in any other administration, because the intelligence operatives or the intelligence community usually remains in the shadows. They're clandestine for a reason. They don't get involved with United States politics. Okay, the Russians didn't interfere in the election. Our own intelligence agencies did. They have no right and they have no reason to interfere in our election. Okay, unless you can quantify, unless you can say exactly how many votes were altered because of the DNC emails. And that's another thing. The DNC and campaign emails have completely warped their minds. Oh, and to my super chat, G-Man. Hello, HA. You are available light for us, for all of us, and is well appreciated. Thank you so very much, G-Man. Thank you, as always, G-Man, for watching. Paul Bartlett, hello. Thank you, as always, for watching, G-Man. I know you'll be here on November 3rd and all throughout November. We are right about to have the most, G-Man, we're about to have the most important election of our lifetime. And Democrats are dreadfully unprepared. They are dreadfully, dreadfully, dreadfully unprepared. And they're in for a rude awakening, okay? A very rude awakening. You don't go into an election with 4 years of Russia did it, Ukraine. The president is trying to pressure. This is not a scandal, okay? Another country buying Facebook ads and then you losing an election is not a scandal, okay? That's not treason. You allowed through our president, the country's president, but a Democrat, you enabled 20% of U.S. uranium capacity to be sold. President Obama could have vetoed the sale. When they say, well, Madam Secretary couldn't veto the sale, the one person who could have vetoed that sale was President Obama. He did not. And that's the one person who could have vetoed that sale. Count Bubala. Have no fear. God has his hand on Trump. He cannot lose. Think positive and guard your thoughts. Manifest MAGA 2020. Count Bubala, another classic intro. Thank you so very, very much. I think that when you look at the message and the scandals that Trump has been a part of, they're completely fabricated, and everybody knows this. The past 4 years has been, we lost, now let's take the country down to our level, let's drag everyone down, media, everything Trump does, if he sneezes wrong, it's the end of the world, everything's Trump's fault. And let's accuse him of saying things he's never said. Let's amplify anything that he shouldn't have said and add additional meaning to it. Or let's amplify anything that he said and misquote him. So looking back, there are certain things President Trump shouldn't have said because the context was just ripe to be misconstrued. The context with a media that's apoplectic and seething and fuming and scorned because they put all their eggs in the Democratic Party's basket. They lost the election. When Democrats lost the election in 2016, media lost the election. And I think that President Trump has done most everything right. But going into, and he's actually going into this election. I mean, how many beefs has he had? He hasn't responded, and he's done the right thing the past 3-4 months. Has he responded specifically? I think with AOC, but other than that, I mean, but even that was more like lighthearted. He hasn't had any social media beefs, and that's a good thing. In the next 4 years, you want President Trump to protect this country from Democrats, from media. You want people to be held accountable. He needs to now, his administration needs to now save this country. Okay, the people who set him up and framed him need to be held accountable. But he needs to watch. I think that in the next 4 years, President Trump has to just tone it down a tiny bit. Because there's no need to prove yourself anymore. There's no need to fight the same battles. Once you fought, certain battles, there's no need to fight the same battles. Because they've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at you. And so you can't be stuck in 2017, 2018 mode. Any issue that he has with William Barr, he cannot turn it. He needs to, if he wants to let Director Wray go, then he needs to do so without really telling anybody. And he needs to start operating more, I guess, less telegraphing, and more instructing without Twitter or social media or media knowing. I understand why he does those things. Like with Jeff Sessions, he had to. With Jeff Sessions, he never let him, because he had to. He's like, the worst. I just want to let everybody know. I just want to let the world know I have the worst AG, AG in the world. He had to do that. But see, once you win again, it's just smooth sailing. It's smooth sailing ahead. It's smooth sailing ahead. You have nothing more to prove. President Trump has nothing more to prove. He just has to cement his legacy and protect the country. Now, protect the country from, we have no clue. This is an important point. This is an important point. Count Bubala, thank you. Systemic. Stupidity systemic, thank you. Trump wins Pennsylvania. I think that he's heading towards that direction now. This can be this could be a decisive victory similar to 2016 or even more profound. I think that he's going to have a mandate because they're trying to say that this is a referendum on Trump. This is actually not only a referendum. This is not only a validation of President Trump as a president, but it's a referendum on the Democratic Party, actually. Angel, I agree with you. I want to hammer also. But the thing is, sometimes that hammer lends itself to be like when you're in your second term. When you're in your second term, I agree with you. But when you're in your second term, I think that he should wield his influence just a tad bit more in a more diplomatic manner. I like President Trump's personality overall. I really do. I'm just saying, just in terms of, because systemic, thank you so very much. Trump wins Pennsylvania. I hope so. And I think that he's on his way to. Systemic, thank you. George Rivera Jr. I find it interesting the DNC server said their released emails were false, and neither has Biden. Exactly, and neither has any Biden declared emails. You know what? You know what, George Rivera Jr., you might be right. I don't remember. Exactly, Joshua, exactly. I don't remember the DNC even saying the emails were actually fabricated. I think that they said that the emails were hacked by Russia, but I could be wrong. George Rivera Jr., I don't remember that, though. What I remember was just that they obviously blamed Russia for 4 years. George Rivera Jr., but exactly, the former vice president hasn't. I mean, this is the biggest tell of all time. They haven't denied the accuracy. Why haven't they denied the accuracy? I mean, you either have a fantastic Photoshop with some kind of adult film editor. You have like an experienced adult film editor. The photos are there. Okay? The videos are there. The entire plan. This is like, first of all, you hit Tara Reade. You've hit that story. You were completely disrespectful to her accusations. You did not believe this woman. So Democrats are the biggest hypocrites on the planet. Then they say, well, it's unverified. Well, the Steele dossier was unverified. They celebrated that fact. They actually celebrated and legitimized using an unverified bunch of garbage called a dossier that was not classified. That was not classified. This is very important. Usually the United States government begins investigations on some kind of predicate crime, something that happened linked to a politician. I mean, even ask yourself how many politicians have been investigated by the intelligence community aside from Madam Secretary, who literally had servers. So they swept that under the rug, and when it became too big of a story, so when they found even more classified intelligence on Anthony Weiner's laptop, so Democrats have like degenerate like family members that have computers where they're engaged in like debauchery and almost certainly criminal behavior with Anthony Weiner. He served prison time. I mean, and also the question is, why are you taking photos of your Anthony Weiner? Why? Why do you need to do this? If you're a Democrat, why does everything have to do, like Bill Clinton, Anthony Weiner, the former vice president's son, the former attorney general of the state of New York, who thought he was like, in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign every time he hit the sack? Why? Why do you need to do this? See, I'm from the 90s. We didn't do this. We didn't do this in the 90s. Okay? There was no reason for that. There's no reason for that. Why? I mean, do women like this? I don't know. I don't think so. There's no reason for this. But if you're Anthony Weiner, if you're former vice president's son, definitely if you're Bill Clinton, I think I'll just take that Polaroid and take a picture south, anatomically south, if you know what I mean. Oh, Lord. Uma, is your husband? I mean, at least I keep my Polaroids in a safe. Is your husband emailing the entire planet? Oh, fantastic. Can you please tell this man to stop using his computer? It's one thing to take a picture of your Anthony Weiner. It's another thing to email everyone. Why do you need to do this? Why? There's no reason for it. And especially before the election. Well, I mean, did he not think that his computer, when he dropped it off at the computer repair store, did he not think that maybe it would hurt? Let's just say he assumed that Madam Secretary was going to run, or maybe even his father, as we see right now. I don't know. Maybe he was watching my channel and just thought that his father wouldn't lose to Trump. But I was saying that he would lose to Trump, so for the past 4 years. But why did he not know that it could hurt Democrats? Kathy DePoy, thank you so very much, Kathy. Kathy, thank you. Kathy, thank you so very, very much. I hope all is well. Kathy DuPois, be here, November 3rd. Thank you so much. California veteran. Yes. Want some pumpkin pie? California veteran, thank you. California veteran, thank you. Frame Mart, thank you. I want to thank you very much, California veteran. I just want to let you know that I won't be eating pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. Kathy DuPois, thank you again. California veteran, thank you. What President Trump, I think, needs to do in the next 4 years, he needs to have a meeting with the Attorney General. He needs to have a meeting with John Durham. He can do that, okay? He needs to completely ignore media, and I think he needs to, for the most part, ignore celebrities. If an athlete or a celebrity tries to insult him, there's no need. I just don't. There's no need anymore to hit back. I mean, only in rare cases. But he needs to have private meetings with these people and say, look, you know what? We're not going to move on as a society. See, liberals still have their political weapons. The Democratic Party still has its political weapons. And these are the intelligence operatives, media, people like James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Strzok, McCabe. You see what's taking place with Botox B, his son's computer. This is not the way, and a lot of voters are looking at this. Even though President Trump will win, a lot of voters are looking at this and they're saying, "Oh gosh, there's so much chaos. They're all so bad." He needs to take the initiative. In my view, his administration must, and he has to emphasize holding people accountable. And they have to either start a special counsel, or the Durham probe has to step up its indictments. You can't just have Kevin Kleinsmith. You got to have people who told him what to do. There was a culture of get Trump. There was a mentality, a culture, a common goal. Whether or not it was written down is irrelevant. You cannot utilize the United States government to go after a politician based on the assumption that he did something that you can't even prove happened. You can't go after a United States politician utilizing the United States government, especially intelligence operatives, that are meant to protect the country from threats generally outside the U.S. Okay, during the Cold War, you never had any of those agencies going at, well, aside from J. Edgar Hoover. So you did with J. Edgar Hoover, but J. Edgar Hoover used information as leverage over politicians. And so, but you don't go after and set up and then utilize media to pump this myth that Trump worked with Russia, and that's why Democrats lost. The past 4 years have been Democrats engaged in retribution, vengeful activity, going after their political enemies, going after political adversaries, politicizing the Justice Department, politicizing the intelligence community. Everything was politicized beyond belief. They went after Trump on the assumption that he actually engaged in some kind of act. They did not even have a specific accusation, nor did they have any evidence that 2016. They did not have a specific allegation or accusation. They said he might have done something, and we have to investigate based on a dossier and based on a meeting in London with George Papadopoulos and an Australian diplomat, Dumbo Downer, who was linked to the foundation, Madam Secretary's foundation, and this is everything they had, and then they pumped stories through liberal publications, and then finally through the Washington Post and New York Times. They had a whole bunch of, and then the Inspector General didn't even have all the evidence, but from the available evidence he had, he couldn't find a deliberate attempt at deceiving the United States public. So he said, well, whereas there could have been bias in certain circumstances, overall, I can't find systemic bias. Just like there's no direct evidence. But there's circumstantial evidence if you read Clinton Cash by Peter Schweitzer. And there's circumstantial evidence here beyond circumstantial. There's actually direct evidence because you have correspondence and you have emails and you have the words, once again, the words are doing them in. You have the words of the former vice president's son. You have his actual words, and you have his actual videos, and you have his actual Anthony Weiner. I mean, it's right there. I mean, everything is pretty much there. Literally. They have pretty much they cannot go into an election without a computer that does them in, because their own words do them in. So something that I think that we could be heading in the next 4 years, because you see, media, like disingenuous and dishonest journalists, and apoplectic and seething, fuming liberals and Democrats and people that you know who suddenly grew a conscience, and a liberal conscience, and suddenly cared about issues they never cared about with President Obama, and don't care at all about leaving Americans off into never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. Like the Democrats, their only thing they're worried about in terms of foreign policy is election interference. That's it, because their idea of foreign policy is, if we win or lose an election, that's foreign policy. Because if we lose, we'll just blame it on another country. That's the most xenophobic thing you could ever. Blaming Russia has been the most xenophobic and bigoted thing. Really, I mean, when you think about it, there's no evidence aside from a high confidence assessment and a CrowdStrike assessment, and they literally purchased the computer assessment, the cyber perspective, and in court, in Congress, the CEO said, oh, well, we don't have any direct evidence. And then Clapper said, oh, we have no direct evidence. They investigated Trump nonetheless. Now with the actual words and the actual computer, with photos that are incriminating and almost certainly criminal, they don't even want to touch it. With Kavanaugh, they yelled and screeched and at the top of their lungs. Now with Tara Reade, they don't want to. They haven't touched the story. I mean, forget about the computer for a second. Do you remember what Tara Reade accused Botox B of doing? Worse than any accusation with Trump, because this came with a police report, and in terms of corroborating circumstantial evidence, you can't go back in time and have a 1993 call-in on Larry King. So, I mean, you're talking about the most disingenuous media, and from now on, you can't. The Justice Department under William Barr cannot, and John Durham cannot, and President Trump and John Radcliffe and all, they can't worry about reaction from Democrats. So if Democrats say, you're going after your political opponents, that is completely irrelevant. Because that's what they've done with Trump, and what they receive in terms of indictments, they deserve, because they broke the law. You can't set up and frame an incoming president. This was not a peaceful transition of power. And I've been saying that for 4 years. And now, just now, they're like, he won't commit to a peaceful transition of power. Well, that's exactly what took place. There was not a peaceful transition of power. So, I mean, what I'm saying is, the next 4 years have to be a bit different. You can't have another 4 years of media getting people into this frenzy, this frothing at the mouth frenzy on the left. Like there have to be consequences, and there has to be more information disclosed. There have to be consequences. And both John Ratcliffe and President Trump have foreshadowed more indictments. But, if there aren't consequences, and because what I'm getting at for the past half hour, what I'm getting at is when they lose, this is an important point. When they lose, they're not going to admit that their side is completely disingenuous. William Holloway! Tov meod. Mazel tov in 5 days to stop this. Exactly. William Holloway, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, William. I know you'll be here November 3rd. Please be here. William, thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. Boobala! Senator Cruz hammered. Yeah, he did it. He did some good work. But see, again, there has to be consequences. See, the whole thing, okay, I'll get to that in a second. Chanta, Hanasina, forget about the character of a person, look at the platform, Trump. That's true. Forget about the character. I agree with you. And I actually like Trump's character overall. I think that, I don't think anyone can, Big Daddy, hello. I don't think that anyone could overcome what he's endured. If media descends upon anyone like that, it takes a very special person to battle not just media, but corrupt intelligence officials. Chanta, thank you so very much. Chanta, thank you. Fantamos Fanto! 90s Botox B. Hey, Fantamos! Well, in the 90s, really, I mean, on a serious note, his son got away with things that... Or remember Troop in the 80s? Remember the old Troop jackets in the 80s? That's old school. Fantamos Fanto, thank you. Fantamos Fanto, thank you. Ricardo P. HA Democrats have been using government prosecutors to get Republicans, and they get away with it. With Trump was a crescendo. I agree with you. And it's happened with tax returns and everything. Ricardo P., you're right. And that has to stop. There has to be some kind of consequences, or else the country is really going to be slowly torn apart. Yon Sun Long, hello. The country will be slowly torn apart, Ricardo, if there aren't actual consequences. So President Trump has to do exactly what, because the Democratic Party's mentality, Ricardo and everybody here, will be, okay, we lost again. Let's just run out the clock again. Let's just try to sling as much mud as possible, to make everything as sensationalize everything, make everything as salacious, because we have to overcompensate. We have to overshadow all the horrendous stories on our side. I mean, they've completely lacked credibility. Every single thing that they've said, and I've pushed back on every single propaganda spin, from Trump working with Russia to Facebook ads to Trump leveraging President Zelensky, to tax returns, to every single thing they've thrown at Trump has been based either on information purchased by his direct political rival or these absurd stories where he said something, or events like that have nothing to do with him, or reports on like how he paid $750 in taxes, which is like the New York Times is not an accounting firm. They know as much about accounting as Adam Schiff knows about intelligence. They're okay. The New York Times and the Washington Post, CNN and MSNBC are part of a paradigm that, by the way, despises Bernie Sanders. This is what the left also doesn't get. The Medicare for all, the people who want Medicare for all are banning fracking or abolishing ICE or abolishing the Electoral College or packing the courts. Democrats will never do that. They despise those people. They absolutely despise those people. But they use them. That's what AOC is there for. Yank and bass on grass. Can they not file lawsuits for FISA abuse? If they can, why aren't they? I don't think they can. I don't think they can because winging it, Tracy. I'm waiting. I'm not giving up, but we're going to party for 8 years. I just can't believe that they lose on purpose. Yank and bass on grass. I don't see them. I think that Carter Page tried to file a lawsuit. It didn't work out well, but I think that I don't think that lawsuits will do it. I think that there need to be consequences. I don't think. I mean, there should be lawsuits. Maybe Michael Flynn should engage in. But see, that's the thing. Also, a lawsuit would require information, and according to Judicial Watch, even William Barr's Justice Department and Sessions' Justice Department for sure covers for the government. It would have to happen internally. If there's not an internal paradigm shift, it's not going to be good for the next 4 years because it'll be the same uphill battle. President Trump, I think, will be able to, I believe, Yan Sun Long, thank you so much. I believe President Trump will be able to take the initiative, but he needs to, or else I'll get to what could take place. Love Life, one of the great names of any channel. Love Life, Love Life. I worry about the stats overwhelmingly high for Biden. I don't believe in polls that much. I worry about the stats overwhelmingly high for Biden. I don't believe in the polls. Love Life. I think are you referring Love Life to the early vote? The early vote has actually been pretty favorable towards President Trump in terms of Democrats not getting the turnout that they've wanted. So there needs to be like a 70-30 split between Democrats and Republicans in early voting, and that's not happening. And according to Target Smart, if you look at Target Smart, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at Target Smart right now. So Ohio and Florida, President Trump is doing just fine. So, I mean, Michigan, early voting, Trump is actually, there's going to be a 70-40 to 60-40 split on election day. So on November 3rd, you're going to have an overwhelming amount of Trump supporters. Everyone knows this. But I'm looking at Target Smart, which is an early voting, it's a political data firm. It's 38% Republican, 42% Democrat. It's supposed to be 60-40. Or no, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be like something like, and then 19% unaffiliated. I mean, that should be, 40-20 or 40-19 or 50-19, something like that, with then 20% unaffiliated. And if you're unaffiliated, you're going Trump. Democrats rely on true believers. If you're unaffiliated and the Latino vote, more Latinos and more black voters are voting Republican, voting for Trump. He's doing better than he did in 2016, and Botox B is doing worse. Botox B is doing worse. So Michigan, I mean, that's fantastic. If you look at, Republicans are defeating in early voting in Ohio. They're defeating Democrats. So 46.1 to 41.2 Democrat, 46 Republican, and 12% unaffiliated. They're actually defeating Democrats by like 5 points. And in Florida, it's almost tied. It's just like around 200,000. He's going into Florida with the same numbers as 2016, but the turnout is going to be even more impressive in Florida. He could win Florida by 150,000 votes. Then they'll have to go to Kinko's and go to the fax machine and start, just printing, just making copies of ballots. Oh my God, look what we found. We found 170% of the vote. I mean, you can look at these states right here. Nevada, I think Nevada's going to go Trump. I really do. 44, they're almost tied in Nevada. 44% to 46%. I mean, that's 6 electoral college votes. I mean, that's good. That's good. Now, Minnesota, he almost won Minnesota. So Minnesota, there is a disparity between Democrat and Republican. It's somewhat similar to 2016, but I don't think enough. I think that he can definitely win Minnesota. Florida and Ohio, he has in the bag. So Pennsylvania, the Democrats are actually doing very well in terms of mail-in. Okay, but only 29% of the vote. There's only 29% of the vote. Most of those states have a greater percentage of the vote. Like in Ohio, 46% of the vote of 2016, and Republicans and Trump supporters outnumber Democrats 46 to 41. This is according to Target Smart. I don't know if it's accurate. I've heard numbers that are actually a little bit more favorable to Democrats by Politico, but I don't know. They didn't cite where they got those numbers. So I don't know. This site has been cited in a number of other, like Arizona, they're tied. You can't go into, Democrats are supposed to be engaged. They're supposed to enjoy this phenomenal lead. So love life, thank you. Boobala 45 is Mandalorian. True Space Cowboy, thank you. Julio, you! It must be above the law. Or he ain't. Yeah, exactly. Chanta! November 2nd, surprise. Many black liberals vote Trump. I believe so also. I believe that I think Latinos, I think Hispanic and Latino voters and African American and black voters will give President Trump 8 years. Because you're going to have the same percentage of white voters going to Trump. Perhaps even more, but perhaps even a greater percentage. Every single demographic is going to go to Trump even more so. Because then you have like all this violence everywhere that's peaceful violence. It's like this is the definition of doublespeak. It's peaceful violence. Chanta, thank you. Tool God, thank you so very much. Tool God, to my viewers in Australia, we're going to have a fantastic time. Let's see. You're going to go to bed, to my viewers in Australia, or let's see, you'll go to bed with President Trump about to win, and you'll wake up with President Trump having already won. Does that make any sense if you watch? Because 1 p.m. California time is the evening. Oh, let's see. My head's okay. So hold on. Hold on 1 second. So let's see. Time now in Canberra. Okay, so 4:40 p.m. Okay. Oh, okay. So you'll wake up with Trump about to win, and your evening will be Trump having already won. So there you go. There you go. To my Australian viewers, thank you so very much. Tool God, thank you so very, very much. I'm worried, and I actually am concerned. Tool God, everyone here, I am concerned with not the Democratic Party's reaction, because I'm expecting more of the same. I'm expecting them to double down. I'm expecting them to actually be even more apoplectic and seething and fuming and scorned. The only thing I'm worried about is the reaction to their like rage and venom and vitriol. The reaction has to be a reciprocal reaction in terms of convictions, not so much in terms of negativity. There needs to be a decisive reaction to foul play after a decisive victory, because he will have not only will President Trump have survived 4 years of something no politician could have survived, and almost everything not of his doing, but there will have been a referendum on the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, it's despised. Media is despised generally, or is not trusted. So, Boobala, Teddy Cray, Boobala, thank you. PJP72. The media needs to be held accountable as well. They're promoting exactly. I agree with you. I don't know how that. The only way that happens. There's no direct way that can happen, PJP72, unless you have Democrats. The current Democratic Party derives its political influence from, not just from media. The media gravitates towards Democrats because they think that Democrats have the political influence. It's not just this paradigm that they just want their way and they want their values and they want. It's not just there's a lot of that, but the political influence and power in Washington is viewed as the Democrat by a great many in media as the Democratic Party momentarily being kicked out of power, momentarily being out of the executive branch, momentarily being, out of the presidency. And the establishment, you've had had 24 years of essentially the same political establishment. You had Clinton, who resurrected the Democratic Party after Jimmy Carter. So Jimmy Carter tanked the Democrats for about 14 years. 12 years, sorry. So you had 2 terms. You had 3 consecutive terms with Reagan and George Herbert Walker Bush. And Democrats were like, we'll never win another election again. And then Bill Clinton came in, and he altered American politics forever. Because suddenly, doing an Anthony Weiner in the Oval Office is now suddenly just morally relative. Because, well, you know what? JFK did. Yeah, but JFK wasn't caught in the Oval Office. That's the difference. That's the difference. And he didn't lie about it. These are the same people who talk about women's rights and character, and they've always engaged in the opposite, and they're the worst people to pontificate and judge others, but they always do. So now they're like, well, more people accuse Trump. Well, what does that have to do with, or this is a credible accusation? Well, is there any evidence? Where's the evidence? So you've taken something where you need evidence and then use the words like credible, and then you just don't believe when your side is accused, and your side actually does a lot worse. Trump has never been accused of what his current challenger has been accused of, and he's never had a police report. And then the New York Times says, if you file a police report and you lie about it, you could go to prison. Yes. And only Biden has dealt with that. Trump hasn't, Kavanaugh hasn't. You would think that they would make an issue of that, but they don't. They don't, because they're hypocrites. PJP72, thank you. Tool God! Who said we are going to bed, mate? We've got beer and lots of it. Tool God! That's right. I misspoke. Tool God! That's right. You're going to party all night with us on this channel. Tool God, thank you. We're going to party. It's going to be fantastic. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Tool God, it's going to be amazing. I can't believe that they would be, I can't believe they'd be deliberately tanking their own chances. I can't believe it. Sam, hello. I can't believe it. Tool God, thank you. And I know you'll be here on election night partying with us. Tool God, thank you. Yanking bass on grass. How do you think Congress will pan out? I don't know. I'm just going to focus on a President Trump victory, yanking bass on grass. I think we'll keep the Senate. I think they'll probably keep the House. Variant. Yep. I think that George Trump. And when you look at the actual quote, you have Botox B. He's actually in mid-sentence, and then they're not even trying him. He's talking to George Lopez. It could have been George Washington. They're not even trying. They're not even trying anymore. That's the funny thing. They're not even trying. I think vicissitude, but I'm waiting. I don't understand. I don't understand. The one thing that I've been saying for 4 years is that President Trump is going 8 years. Actually, I'm actually going to have a special video, a special election evening video that to celebrate President Trump's victory. And I will debut my editing skills, actually, or lack thereof, on election night. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think that will be that'll be fun. But vicissitude, hello. Did anyone ever wake up? Like, no one has ever woken up and said, God, Michael Bloomberg would make an amazing president. Oh, Beto O'Rourke would make, what's old Beto doing? Oh, they have just the most accomplished people. Beto O'Rourke got a DUI. You have a good old Hunter with the adult film, home videos. You have Anthony Weiner serving prison time for taking a picture of his wiener, or numerous photos. Whatever, they're out of their minds. This is how like Politico. Politico is actually left, but hasn't reached. It isn't anywhere near MSNBC status. So they're closer towards Wall Street Journal. Like, I like the Wall Street Journal. The Hill is good too, but that they're like they're getting pulled left. But here you have Politico. Beto O'Rourke has some final advice for the Biden campaign. Why would you listen to any advice from this man on anything? And then you have these like Democrats like, I'm making a he was trying to make a hamburger and he put like a croissant on the hamburger. I'm making a hamburger and I'm putting a croissant. It's a croissant burger. A croissant hamburger. And everyone was like, I guess that's fine. But no. Just why couldn't get hamburger bread? You had to put it on a croissant? I mean, it's fine. Whatever. What kind of advice? How to run a presidential campaign after you got a DUI? What advice can you, how to skateboard and do nothing on the skateboard and then get, praised for doing nothing? I haven't been on a skateboard in like 20-something years, and I could still skateboard better than this man. Who cares? Who cares? Like they do these mundane tasks, and oh my God, he's flipping a coin just like in Iowa. Oh, it's so cool. It's so awesome. What kind of advice would you need from Beto O'Rourke of all people? What kind of advice? I want to know. Tell me what advice you need. Anthony Weiner gives advice to the Biden campaign. He actually might have some advice. Yankin Bass on grass, thank you. I think the Senate stays and the House stays Democrat, Senate stays Republican. Aussie woman, thank you so very much, Aussie woman. Hi, H8, it'll be Wednesday, November 4th, when we get TV coverage. Okay, Wednesday, November 4th, I'll be watching from Sydney. Nice, Aussie woman. That's fantastic. So, okay, yes, so November 4th, that's right. And that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. And the great thing is that I have a, an amazing amount of viewers in other countries, Australia, and it's just going to be so wonderful. It's going to be so wonderful. Aussie woman, please be here November 4th, your time. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you so much for your support and your kind words always. To my Australian viewers, thank you. You're absolutely fantastic. Canadian viewers are all the viewers here on this channel. Viewers in Hong Kong, thank you so very, very much. Love life. Sometimes you see him, but I love it. It's like Zan. It's you know what? Love life, thank you. I think that you just got to ask yourself, if the entire planet knows that Botox B, the exhumed body, is one fry short of a Happy Meal, if he's lost his marbles, if the man has lost his marbles, and everyone knows this, if everyone knows that this man has lost his marbles, I don't see how that's it's even possible. That, and not only that, I mean, forget about me. If there's any like, oh, by the way, there are already people drinking the haterade.
The Dodgers didn't play 160 games. Meh.
So what? So what? So what? You played 60 games, whatever. Everyone had the same rules, and they won the World Championship. And there's no asterisk. And, of course, they get the same rings. And in 2020, the world champions will be the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, Aussie woman, thank you. Love life. Thank you so very much. I just, Trump has their kryptonite. Trump is their kryptonite. Love life. Thank you. And it's a beautiful sight to see. Also, I have a different perspective, love life, because I hitched my wagon to somebody who doesn't fight. So when Bernie Sanders is like, I have enough of our emails. Well, that's Michigan with emails. Come on. Okay. So there was top secret intelligence on servers. Fine. I mean, really? You want to talk about this your whole life? What was that, Elizabeth? What? Oh, no. You're going to run in 2020? Specifically to take votes away from me? Well, thank you so very much. And by the way, thanks for endorsing me on 2016. Thank you so very much. Remember when you did that? Remember you endorsed me in 2016? Remember? You don't remember? That's because you didn't. You didn't endorse me. And it was like that song, Backstabbers. They're smiling in your face. All the time they want to take your place. You didn't endorse me. No. You know that song, That's What Friends Are For? I'm sure you never heard of it because that's definitely not a song you could relate to. You then, to make up for the fact that you didn't endorse me, even though we have the same platform, and you took my platform away, then you said that I said that a woman couldn't win. A bigger yenta I've never seen in my life. Thanks so much. I didn't make an issue of when you failed your DNA test. But you said that I said a woman couldn't win. Thank you so very much. Wow, that's fantastic. Wow, thank you for helping me out so much. Thanks, Lizzie. So very much. Margie, hello. Love life, thank you. Keep positive. We're going to party. We're going to have such a fantastic time. Love life. Go into this election expecting to win and just deciding on how great the margin of victory will be. The latest RCP poll, by the way, I was laughing today. Oh my God, I was laughing. You know what the latest RCP poll? And it's not Real Clear Politics' fault. It's just the latest Real Clear Politics poll. Okay. First of all, they have Biden up 5 in Minnesota, which is hilarious. It's hilarious because it's going to be within 3 points soon. The smart pollsters are like, I don't see Trump winning at all. Okay. It wasn't Rasmussen, because Trafalgar, we know, they're going to be rock stars. Okay. They're going to, oh my God. They need to give it. They need to give it to all the pollsters who are trying to poke fun at them, which is hilarious too, because the pollsters who were going after Trafalgar were wrong in 2016. You don't get any, in this world, in American politics, you're actually rewarded for being wrong. And you're denigrated for being absolutely correct, which is funny. But Rasmussen has Trump up 1, but check it out. The poll right after Rasmussen is Biden up 5. So, yeah, Biden up 5, which is hilarious because, of course, he's trending down in all of these polls because obviously, you have, one thing that the former vice president isn't known for is his ability to rebound politically from anything. The man was kicked out of the 88 campaign for plagiarism. Then in 08, he didn't even get 1% in Iowa. Then in 2020, he got demolished in Iowa, obliterated in New Hampshire, and a distant second in Nevada. If Carrot Top was running, he'd be third Biden. So then he started winning because people said, oh my God, we can't have a socialist, which is what the media started, doing. Randall, Cavender, thank you, Randall. Thank you very, very much, Randall. Thank you, Randall. Thank you, sir. Be here November 3rd. We're going to have a fantastic time. Old school dad, man. Randall, thank you. Actually, looking back when this began, would you have thought it would be plugs? You know what? That's the thing, old school dad, man. This is what they did. They cheated so badly. They were so horrible. Everything's public relations, just like the Green New Deal resolution. So they're like, how can we be cheating? Look, there's 27 candidates. This is a robust field. Oh, they're robust. It's so robust. And it's so full of nutrients. It's so full of nutrients and robust. This field of candidates, oh my God, you'll have a Beto O'Rourke. And you have Michael Bloomberg. And you have Amy Klobuchar. And then you have everyone that's robust. And it's rich, it's enriched and robust, and there's so many different choices. And so as you can see, when the Russians informed you we were cheating Bernie Sanders, there's no way we could cheat Bernie Sanders, even though we have Elizabeth Warren running, and then she's going to then say that Bernie said a woman couldn't win. Why would that ever? And then of course, there's an app that linked to Clinton. That was an interesting one. Gee, thanks for that story. H.A. Badman thanks you from the bottom of his heart for that story. An app linked to Clinton to help Biden? Still don't see it. Still don't see it. That machine must be even more nefarious than I thought. Old school dad man, thank you. Mad Mar VCR. Dems are giving themselves up. Pretty much. It's frightening. It's frightening. It is frightening. Free and happy. I didn't see free and happy. Of course I like. I'm getting to it right now. Free and happy. Even though I'm probably lose. Even diehard Bernie peeps are quoting Jill. Plug your nose. Free and happy. I love it. Getting sick. Pub bastards. Free and happy. I love it. Thank you. The Democrats are always just hold your nose. They have a fantastic marketing spin. Well, it's better than being lost at sea. It's better than being eaten alive by piranha.
Vote Democrat. I mean, the alternative is, worse than getting eaten alive by barracuda. Hold your nose and vote. Yay!
Hold your nose. I've been holding my nose for the past 8 years. Or 6 years, whatever. 4 years. Hold your nose. Especially when you get into the vicinity of the former vice president's son. Then you need a face mask, gas mask, everything.
Hold your nose and vote. Vote Democrat. It's just like somebody taking a giant dump on you. Which many Democratic males probably don't mind. This is probably the next video out. Can you imagine
the Russians? A Russian disinformation campaign. We have a Democratic candidate with poop all over him. I mean, these videos are disgusting. Putin will jeez. The disturbed mind of Putin to have the former vice president and, a video of him being pooped on by a giant rhinoceros, no less. This has all the hallmarks and the earmarks of a Russian disinformation campaign. The KGB used to do this in it's called the poopy trap. This has all the hallmarks and earmarks of a disinformation campaign. Free and Happy, hello. Thank you so very much, Free and Happy. Thank you. Lean like a cholo. H.A. and Sticks called in 2016. I lean like a cholo. Hello. Great song, great name, one of the great names in this channel's history. Lean like a cholo. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. H.A. and Sticks called in 2016. Yes, sir. Thank you. Lean like a cholo. Love it. Love it. I lean like a cholo. Great song. And thank you, sir. And we're going to party on this channel. Lean like a cholo. Thank you. We're going to party on this channel. And it's going to be so fantastic. Please be here, sir. November 3rd. Lean like a cholo. Thank you so very, very much. We're going to be here. Aussie woman, hello. We're going to be here, and it's going to be fantastic. The meltdown is going to be, off the chain. Free and happy, lean like a cholo. Boobala. Turtle says be here. Oh, the turtle. Nancy, why don't you come over my place? What are you doing on November 3rd? Are you busy? Don't tell your man. What's your phone number, Nancy? What's your man got to do with me? I'm not trying to hear that, see? Why don't you... We can have a secret rendezvous. Yeah. At the International House of Pancakes. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't like pancakes? Everyone loves pancakes. Yes. Oh, I happen to like pancakes, yes. But they have this new pancake for Halloween. No, don't go. It's called the Pumpkin Supreme. Yes. Want to know why? No, don't go. Talk to me. Want to know why this new pancake is called a Pumpkin Supreme? Because on November 3rd, Trump is going 8 years. Okay. No, that's profanity. You're using profanity against me. I don't want to hear that anymore. Boobala! Cholos for Trump, absolutely. Oh, it's going to be so amazing. The hello. It's just going to be amazing. And then you're going to have the same usual suspects. You know, this is a momentary, you know, when Trump wins again. Okay, so Trump won, but that doesn't mean Medicare for all is we told you to vote for Democrats again. Okay, but you know, Medicare for all is an issue worth fighting for. And that fight isn't going to be given up. Okay, and you're going to vote again. Okay, Democrats in 2024, and eventually, when you're 98 and the sea levels have totally engulfed the Hamptons, we still won't have a Green New Deal bill or Medicare for all, but still, we're going to fight. You're going to see our fight. You know what? Our fangs and our claws. You know, the Democrats haven't seen anything yet. They thought we were annoying. The establishment Democrats that we have frightened. And when we told you vote for Hillary Clinton and then they cheated Bernie Sanders in Iowa after they cheated him in 2016 and then they blamed Russia, and you're going to see. You know, we haven't given up. You know, yeah, Trump is going to win, okay? The supremacist Russians and the you know, tax evasion and the orange, they've won again. But we haven't even begun to fight. We're going to pack the courts. We're going to abolish the Electoral College. We're going to defund law enforcement. We're going to do all these fantastic things. And we're going to get more venture capital funding. Yeah. And unicorns are going to come down. And they're going to have laser beams on their eyes. And their little horns are going to be like a laser beam into the universe. And you see, and it's going to be like Pegasus. They're going to have big wings and fly unicorn. And then there's going to be like, the heavens are going to open up. We're going to have so many amazing things. It'll be like Revelations, but with like a socialist Revelations. It's going to be amazing. And you've won again, Trumpers. But you can't. We need more venture capital funding. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what we need. You'll see. Yanking bass on grass. Did you hear about the docs? Yeah, I heard that. Exactly. Yanking bass on grass. I heard that. You better believe that. You better believe that they're in full damage control now. Yanking bass on grass. It's thank you so very much. It's full damage control. They're probably, you know what they're probably going to do, yanking bass on grass? Bill Clinton will probably have a home video of his own. Oh my goodness, how did that go missing? I mean, so now there's so many videos out there. Who's who? Oh, that's Russian disinformation. I mean, me with an aardvark? Come on, man. See that, and now here's an example of how you shouldn't even believe anything. Honestly, all these videos are so bad. How do you know who's who? So therefore, we can't even talk about the videos or the words that they actually wrote. It's the same thing. It's all morally relative. It's bad. Yanking bass on grass. Thank you, Eric Huddleston. Eric, I appreciate the work you do, HA. I'm starting up a YouTube channel myself. Subscribers welcome. I can't promise to post as much as HA. Everyone here, subscribe to Eric Huddleston's channel. Everyone here, right now, please, all 784. Descending from 800. We had more, but they're leaving because they're tired of hearing Bernie imitations. Everyone subscribe to Eric's channel. Everyone subscribe. Everyone subscribe to Eric's channel, everybody. Okay. Eric Huddleston, start your channel. It's going to be fantastic. If you're passionate about, obviously, you're most certainly passionate about President Trump. So, you know what? The next 4 years are going to be pretty awesome. And Eric, you'll see, you just, but one thing though, not that I can give advice on, my channel's been stuck at 150. When I had a Twitter account, if you see anyone, contact Twitter authorities. Not that, they'll do anything, but hopefully they will. Contact Twitter. If you see anybody impersonating me, they're breaking the law. Take screenshots. But I had like 30,000 subs, and it stayed there forever. Or it fought like 28,000 or 27,000. It stayed there forever when I had. And now, thank God, I have 150. It's staying. But tell your friends about this channel. But hopefully it'll grow soon. I think it will, but we'll see. 150, good, it's fine. But Eric, you have to post every day. So if you're going to start your channel, if you just post once because you want to get paid and you want to, get monetized. If you post every day and grow it, it could be like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be long, but you have to post every single day. Because if you take like a day or 2 or 3 or 4 off, the algorithm so you post every single day, Eric, and don't stop, and then you'll see it grow and grow and grow. Good luck, and I'm sure it'll be fantastic. Eric Huddleston, everyone, subscribe to Eric Huddleston's channel. Free and happy. Okay, what winter hat do you want your venture capital fund to get you for Christmas? Actually, free and happy, I think I actually got a beanie that I'm going to wear in support of President Trump. So, I got that beanie today from Amazon, so I'll be wearing that soon. Free and happy, thank you so very much. Thank you for your support. I have these Ushanka hats. They're very nice, very warm, and they're Russian, which Democrats love. So, God bless the Russian people and Russian American people. God bless them. It's, to be disparaged by Democrats, who are basically the most vile political party of all time. It's just unbelievable. Free and happy, thank you so very, very much. The Golden Moo Moo. Oh, I love you, the Golden Moo Moo. We're waiting. I'm waiting for you, the Golden Moo Moo. One of the great names of all time. The Golden Moo Moo. Say my name. The Golden Moo Moo. The Golden Moo Moo, the golden one. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I am waiting. The Golden Moo Moo, thank you so very, very much. You were absolutely fantastic. The Golden Moo Moo, thank you. Arya Lee, Arya! You rock the impersonations. Thank you, Arya. Thank you so very much. Arya Lee, thank you. Arya, thank you. And thank you for always being here, Arya. Thank you for always being here. We love you. Thank you so very much, Arya. Be here November 3rd. It's going to be amazing. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And it'll be like this. It'll be like, I love watching football. And when your favorite. I love the USC Trojans and the Vegas Raiders. I love the Raiders. But if you watch your team, just any football game, you watch, especially if it's your team, and they're up by 5 points with 7 minutes left, and a good team runs the ball and gets that first down. A good team, a smart coach runs the ball, so it's like you're up by 5, so you want that clock to, so you run, it's like first and 10, and then you get 4 yards, so it's 2nd and 6, and then you get 4 more yards, and it's 3rd and 2. Then you get 3 yards, and you're like, yes, the clock is going, yes, and you just get that, every little, and it's just this. I mean, those are the times during a football game, especially if your team's up, where you're like, oh, yes, this is fantastic. And so it'll be on election night. Early on, you'll see President Trump moving ahead. It'll be like a Nissan versus a Lamborghini. And you'll see just Trump pull ahead. Lean like a cholo, golden mumu, everyone here. Eric, everyone here. Tool God. You'll see that you'll see President Trump pulling ahead. When he pulls ahead, it's going to feel nice. Because then, I don't know how they're under the impression that it's going to be a landslide. See, when they say landslide for Trump, when they see landslide for Trump, they are assuming that the world despises Trump the way they do. But see, the world does not. The world does not. And then they better try to abolish the Electoral College, because they're not going to win another election. They go into, okay, you cannot. I have never seen an election in my life where a political party has given up on 2 of the most important states. Ohio and Florida have always been 2 of the most important swing states. They've always been. And they're going into it with, like, Democrats who kind of aren't completely delusional. No, they're not going to win Ohio and Florida. So if you don't win Ohio and Florida, it's just basic math. It's just basic math. You've already tanked 50 with the red states and the blue states. You need Ohio and Florida. If you don't get Ohio and Florida, President Trump has not only the advantage, he just has to win 1 of Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. And if he just wins Minnesota, he doesn't even have to win Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. If everything's the exact same, he'll be up by 2 electoral votes. And that would be dicey. But see, he'll get 1 at least of Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. I think he'll get Minnesota and Nevada. And Democrats aren't going to want to wait in line and catch the plague alongside, supremacist Russian operative Trump supporters. So they're gonna bail like after an hour in line. Like, you know what?
Well, Biden's gonna win anyway. That Trump supporter just sneezed. I'm out of here.
And it's going to be like, oh my God. Vicissitude. Thanks for all the great years, HA. Thank you so very much. It's going to be like this just amazing. It's going to be amazing because, vicissitude, viewers like you who've watched for a long time, I thank you so very much. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, I think that It'll be a catharsis. Absolutely a catharsis. Then when they start losing, it'll be like, they'll try to find some. They'll do something. I don't know what they're gonna do, but there's gonna be some kind of, oh my God, Trump. Trump spoke with extraterrestrials. We need to investigate. But the reaction is going to be frightening. So, like I said, don't engage on social media. I'm telling everyone, and I'm serious about this. I'm 100% serious. For all the love and the support and the kindness and the financial support on Patreon and also Super Chat, and for all the kind words, I'm going to be 100% serious with you. Now, I'm telling you, don't engage on social media or on the phone, because they're liable to tape you on the phone. Your own cousin, your own brother, your own friend that you've known forever is liable to tape your behind on the phone. I just want to let you know I never liked your wife. I never liked your husband. And then did you see what? I just want to let everybody know in the family. Here's an email. And, he called me up. And I called him. And I was telling him how he was supporting a supremacist Putin operative. And he said that he never liked, Carol's baking. Yeah, it's on tape. Click on the file here and the email. Okay? And then it'll be like, oh my God, it'll be a family catastrophe. It's on here. He's on tape saying he never liked Carol's baking, just right after he said he's glad to keep America great again. Don't want to ever speak to him again, and no one ever should. If you speak to somebody with derangement issues, they could tape you. And if you engage on social media, they can be like, oh my God, I'm sending your profile to the National Intelligence Services Agency for election interference. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not going to end well. You have to actually, if you're supporting President Trump and he wins, you have to think of yourself as almost you have a public profile. I know, nobody knows who I am, which makes it even easier to spot a foreign, intelligence sting. Because if I have a gorgeous woman coming up to me, this is a hot, gorgeous, oh my God, you're H.A. Goodman. Oh my, I'll see it a mile away. I know what you're doing. You don't like me for me. You don't think, oh my God. Oh, no. You have a channel. It's a solid 150,000 sub channel. And you also have H.A. Goodman's other channel that you sometimes post on. It's at 16,000 subs. Oh my God, can I sit near you and just buy you a drink? Nah, you're not going to. I know what you're doing. You're operative. You're Democratic operative. Come on now. I know. I have enough of a negative opinion of myself to realize the truth. And I know I'm a public, not the 99.9% of the people don't know who I am, but I know that it's, so you have to always imagine that any absolutely deranged liberal can hurt you in some way. Because, so don't there are people I know who I will never even have lunch with again. Okay? I don't even want to, because it might not be them, but it's maybe loonies that they know. It's like if you're voting for President Trump, you have to actually expect people that you know to just be like to fly off the handle. So don't bring it up in family get-togethers. If you have social media, do not bring it up. Honestly, do not go on Facebook and do not post on Facebook or Twitter. Don't do it. Don't do it. God bless you, Josh. Yep. My man. Thank you, Josh, for watching. Thank you. I I agree, Josh. Thank you. Thank you for watching. It is a pleasure and an honor to have you watch, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Be here. Be here. Oh my God. I want to tear up. Be here November 3rd. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, just don't do it. Because in terms of karma, it's gonna be pandemonium. Pandemonium. Ricardo P. HA Twitter could look like Rasputin. Ricardo. Twitter is not gonna look good. For Hollywood, it's just not gonna look good. Lyle Bud. Pay up, people. Lyle Bud. Thank you so very much, Lyle, for being here from day one. Thank you, Lyle Bud. Thank you. Lean like a cholo. Let's win gracefully. Exactly. Not fan flames of discontent after the win. Gonna be an angry left. I agree 100%. I mean, you just party on this channel. You're going to just party on this channel. You know? I want to let you know, I expect to have Lean Like a Cholo, everyone here. I expect to have one of the best live streams. Well, we will. We'll have, 4,000 or 5,000, maybe more. We'll have an amazing time. And I might just rock H.A. Goodman's other channel live stream. I just, you know what? It's just going to be, and after this live stream, it'll be amazing. I'll do an upload. We'll have live streams and uploads throughout the day and throughout November. It's just be amazing. It's going to be pandemonium. You party on this channel. It's a healthy place to party. And there's about 10, 12 YouTubers that you go visit and party and just, and it's just you soak up all the positive vibrations and energy. And you watch the deranged. It could be family members. It could be friends. You watch the deranged left melt into the purest form of Trump discontent, this mist, this venomous, poisonous, unhealthy, sad, pathetic, apoplectic, seething, fuming, maniacal mist. This the purest form. Oh my God, it's the purest form of Trump discontent that you've ever seen in your life. It will be beyond a mist. It'll be like on an atomic level. They're going to dissolve into a cauldron of their own contempt, and it'll be a vapor of the purest Trump venom. And you will not know. Howdy, neighbor. Hi. If you don't get the good hello, Don't even continue. Okay, fine. You know, if you get that call, by the way, you get that call from that text message from the Trump derangement person in your life, don't answer it. Don't call. Just remove yourself from any attempt at vengeance. That's, I think, what should happen. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Lean like a cholo, exactly. California veteran, be humble. Be humble pie. As they eat humble pie. Exactly. California veteran, thank you. California veteran, thank you. Thank you, California veteran. Thank you so very, very much. Bubala. Stay humble, work hard, be here. November 3rd, exactly. Bubala, thank you. Everyone, God bless. Thank you so very much. Everyone here. If you're in Australia, if you're in the U.S., if you're in Canada, Nepal, Hong Kong, anywhere, thank you. UK, thank you so very, very much. I have viewers in the Philippines. To my viewers in the Philippines, I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thanks to everybody. You know what? It's going to be fantastic. Just, we have a lot of work to do. If you haven't voted, vote. I'm going to vote for President Trump, obviously. Vote. Early voting, in person, which is what I'm going to do in the next couple of days. Go ahead and vote. And, if you wait till November 3rd, be there early. Be there early. I'm talking early. Carpool. Do what you have to do. You do what you have to do, we'll be victorious. And you can't be complacent because Democrats have media. So, and I'll just say this. We can still lose. We ain't going to, but the country cannot be complacent. If people are complacent going into November 3rd, yeah, it'll be a catastrophe. But I don't think when I have actually spoken to people, neighbors, friends, the people who are supporting Trump say, I'm like, yeah, Trump's going to win. He goes, they go, I pray. I'm praying that he's going to win. When people are so passionate, when people who aren't like religious or anything, they're just like, I'm praying, then there's something going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. Deputy Dog, hello. Everyone, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. And I have an upload in about 10 minutes on this channel. So be here in about 10 minutes for the upload. Everyone, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. We're fast approaching the most important historic day. One of the most important days in American history, November 3rd, 2020. Be here on this channel. Tell your friends to subscribe to H.A. Goodman, H.A. Goodman's other channel. The links are below. Thank you so much. I'll see you in about 10 minutes here. Be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for everything. See you tomorrow. And see you in about 10 minutes. Thanks.